What is up, my clan? Welcome back to Riffing with Clintus. I want to start off by saying it's a little past 10 p.m. We just got done watching the Cardinals game. It's been a long weekend, and I was actually on the couch kind of starting to super get relaxed. I was going to watch some Netflix, and I realized that I said I was going to do the podcast, but I wanted to do the podcast. And I was looking at my calendar, kind of planning up tomorrow, and I saw that Friday was my vlogging anniversary. It was my 14-year video blogging anniversary on YouTube. It's the day I posted my first video blog, my first official video blog, and kind of started this whole, crazy thing that I've been doing for the last 14 years. I didn't celebrate it. I did a video last year talking about it. I did that on my 13-year anniversary. And then again on my 8-year daily vlog anniversary, kind of reflecting on the past years. And this year I didn't do that. In fact, on Saturday, I posted a vlog talking about how I can't maintain a schedule anymore, and that I'm no longer going to be, posting on a regular schedule. It's just going to be a vlog when I feel like I vlog and when I have something to post. So I won't know when the next vlog is going to be up. When you guys ask me, hey, when's the next vlog up? The answer is always going to be the next time I vlog. But as I talked about in that video, I had every intention of going deeper with the storytelling aspects of the vlogs, right? What we're doing, what we did. I'll still be able to maintain that sense of creativity and that sense of purpose here on the podcast in much more longer form. Now, I decided to record this episode. I had recorded episodes in the past, and they did okay on YouTube. But at the end of the day, there are hundreds of people that want to watch/listen to this podcast on YouTube. They consume all their media through YouTube. They listen to music, they listen to podcasts, TV shows. Perhaps YouTube is their, one-stop shop for all of their entertainment. So it makes sense for my podcast to be there as well. So I'm going to try really hard to record the video part of this. So if you are listening to this on the podcast side, just know that it's on youtube.com/Clintus as well. Like I said, most certainly will try my best. But 14 years of video blogging. It's crazy to say that out loud, especially since Sierra is going to be 16 this year. Again, Bryce is 13. So video blogging has almost been like another kid, right? It's one of those milestones, right? Like 22 years of Tiff and I being together, 17 years of marriage. We have a 16-year-old daughter. It's just one of those things where it's a timestamp, and the vlogs are a timestamp. And oh man, it's been a wild ride. But even just this last year, a lot's changed. Twitch is doing really, really well. We're still in the middle of this pandemic, but business is slowly starting to kind of pick up. I'm getting new sponsorships again. New opportunities are coming my way, and it's just really exciting to just have forward momentum. And excuse me, this Hint water is so good. I love this stuff. That's the one company I'd love to work with. Hint. That's a company I would love to partner with and have a long-term partnership with, because I drink this stuff all the time. It's not sponsored. I just love it. But please, Hint, I would love to work with you. Anyway, I don't know. I posted that video this week about breaking the schedule, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared because people don't like change. When I went from daily vlogs to the bi-weekly vlogs, there was some people upset about that, and there's people that are upset that I'm not giving them a schedule, not guaranteeing them 2 vlogs a week or whatever. I'm just not committing to a schedule. It's just there's like I said in that podcast, and or in that that vlog, There's just too much feeling of I have to vlog instead of I want to vlog. It's like I have to get a vlog up because I told you guys I'd have a vlog up, and if I don't, then now I'm like, I'm letting you down. Versus me just saying, hey, I don't know when the next vlog is gonna be, so when you do get one, it's like surprise, and you're excited, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. I keep forgetting I have the camera on. I'm like looking down at the screen, just watching my voice move. So yeah, so here we are on the podcast, and I basically figured I'd kind of walk you through our week since I didn't really vlog a whole lot. I can definitely talk about it, because things happen that don't get captured because either I'm sitting here streaming or Tiffany didn't pick up the camera, that I know about now that I can share with you. And it's kind of hard to do that in the vlog when, it's past tense. Well, hey, so yesterday this thing happened. Let me act it out for you since, we didn't get footage of it. It's not the same versus in a podcast or even just an audio form, me retelling the story of what happened, So I don't know why this just kind of feels exciting to just do something different on the podcast. I mean, I've done storytelling in the past, right? Story time, I'd call it. But it's always been old stuff like, high school, college, early years. This is like Monday, 5 days ago, right? 6 days ago. But I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting, and I'm sure you guys are interested and are excited and delighted to just hear about or find, learn about my day, my week, my life, because that's what you signed up for years ago on YouTube or whatnot. So, so last weekend, here's a little podcast gets a little insider information. Last weekend, something phenomenal happened. And if you watch my live streams or are pervy to Twitch, you probably already know, but Bryce started streaming last weekend. This is last weekend. So I'm recording this on Sunday night, like I said, after the Seahawks and the Cardinals game. But last weekend, Bryce started streaming, and it kind of came out of left field. I mean, I was literally just talking about on my stream about like making a video about why Bryce doesn't want to stream or make YouTube videos. And then here he is. Hey, Dad, I think I want to stream. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And so I kind of just left it at that. Like, okay, sure, bud, whatever. And then this last weekend, so that was the week before, sorry. A whole week goes by, doesn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, typical Bryce. He just had, one little idea, one little hair of his butt that made him want to go, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And then he forgets about it. And the next weekend, he goes, Dad, hey, can you come upstairs for me real quick? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I go up to his room and he's like, can you install OBS for me? Can you help me install OBS? I'm like, what? 2 weekends in a row. And now he's actually got me upstairs at his computer asking me to help him install OBS. I'm like, okay, let's go, dude. So he installs OBS. He starts pulling up his channel, doing what he needs to do to get his channel inlined. And I tell him, okay, you need a profile picture. You need a banner, right? And you need to put some information in your about section. Make a panel. That's your homework. That was on Saturday. Sunday, right? We get to the next day. And all right, Dad, I'm done. I get in his room. He has his channel up. He's got his profile picture. He's got his banner. He's got a little about me. He's like, I'm not quite sure what to say on there. What do you think I should put in there? And I said, just what's up? I'm 13 and these are the games I like to play. Boom. Short and sweet. Keep it simple. And so he gets all set up, and I said, but okay, now the next thing I gotta do is we have to do a test here, because PCs on the older side, it should be fine, it should work, but let's just do a test. Make sure this thing can self-stream, right? And sure enough, he does an offline test, flawless, no issues whatsoever, computer's solid, PlayStation's working. All right, let's work on the audio, get the audio dialed in. We get the audio dialed in, just like my old setup, my original stream setup. Bryce is rocking my old stream setup. Like literally everything he's using, including the PlayStation. It's my PlayStation Pro, but his monitors are mine, the PC is mine, the mouse, the keyboard, the camera, the microphone. Like it's all my equipment. The only thing that is his original is his chair, and technically I bought the desk for him, but I mean, you know, I bought the desk and it was for his stuff. The chair was like a gift, you know what I'm saying? So it's working, it's fine. I said, okay, well, the last step is to actually go live and dial in your like audio settings, make sure your mic actually sounds good. So it's like, I don't know, 11:30 midnight on Saturday night, and he fires up his live stream, and I want to say he had about 20 or 25 people show up at midnight Pacific time, Mountain time, you know. And you know, he had about 10 people, 15 people talking in his chat room. His first non-announced stream, right? Just because he'd already had like 300 followers and people turn notifications on like they're supposed to. And so sure enough, Bryce's first ever going live on his channel, you know, 25, 30 people show up. And so he ran for about 45 minutes. We dialed in his overlays, we dialed in his sounds, his alerts, and we just kind of fine-tuned everything before announcing that he was going to go live the next day. And so he gets all, he goes, "That was cool, Dad. That was really cool." I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, all right. Well, let's plan on doing an actual official stream tomorrow. We'll announce it, we'll promote it, that sort of thing, and we'll go from there. You know, baby steps. And this whole process and the whole step of this thing, I 100% want him to drive it. I want him to guide it, and I want him to be the one that says, "Can we do this now? Can I get this now? How do I do that?" I want him to drive it. I don't want him to be like, "If you thought about this, you should do this. Let's do this. I did this for you." I don't ever want that to be the case. I want Bryce to 100% be in charge of this whole thing. This is his channel, and he'll appreciate it more knowing that he did it his way on his own terms, with just, you know, minimal guidance from his dad that just has, you know, years of experience ahead of him. But, you know, Bryce already has a built-in fan base with my vlog channel. He has a built-in fan base with my community, right? Even my Twitch community that don't really watch the vlogs know Bryce from being on camera and stream, playing video games with me, you know, Instagram, Twitter, that sort of thing. But it's pretty awesome to see how he already has kind of put the groundwork in with being in the vlogs for his whole entire life, that he has a fan base already. That when we announce this on YouTube, this channel right here, it's going to go big. He's going to almost double his follow count, and his average concurrents are probably going to double as well. It's just insane that he is going to do so well right out of the gate. And the best part is he is already in a position to maintain this audience and then build upon it and build his own. That's one of the things he asked me. He's like, "How long do you think it'll be before I have more of my own viewers than Clintus.tv viewers?" And I said, "Not long, buddy." I said, "You know, people that watch me now, most of them watch for me, and the part that still watch for you guys, like, want to watch you guys, but again, they only want to watch you when you're doing something that they care about, right? It was basketball or it was dirt bikes. Well, for this streaming stuff, it's gonna be like a game if they like the game you're playing, right? If you're playing, you know, Rainbow Six and he really wants to play Fortnite, they're not gonna watch you, so it doesn't matter anyways. It's the same group that I have, you know." I said, "But you'll have the hardcore Bryce fans, the ones that will really want to support you more than even me, right? Or the ones that want to support us both. But then you're going to have the ones that just like, they pass by and like, oh, you're a dope kid, you know, like other kids looking for kids to you know, to be with and to hang out with." And so I said, "Not long, man, not long." I said, you're gonna grow fast, then you're gonna find your own way, and you're going to start building upon your own community." And so fast forward to Sunday, I want to say, I don't remember leaving the house. Oh, no. You know, Sunday we went to this new place that Tiffany found called the Hidden Lake. It's out in Buckeye, really far south, down by the mountain. And it's a man-made lake, huge, and you can fish on it, rent boats, rent paddle boards, and then they have an outdoor like farmers market / bar with a ton of seats. They don't have any covering, but you can bring your own covering. Like you're allowed to bring your own chairs, you're allowed to bring your own easy ups, and it's just a big outdoor sitting area along this lake. It's got some grass, and then it's got a whole area that's lit up on top for a farmer's market. And they got, like I said, they got some food trucks. They had there's a bar that's open, and they're serving like Bloody Marys and mimosas. Now I will admit the place was packed. Even being outdoors, I was like, there's a lot of people here, and people are just walking by each other, and I'm just like, okay, cool. We got a feel for this place. I think it's like the first or second weekend they've been open since this whole thing. So I get it. The weather was nice. So I told Tiffany, this is totally a place for us to hang out. This is totally our vibe. This is awesome. It's a little bit of a drive, but really it's just the opposite of like going to like say Scottsdale or Tempe. We're going west, further west and south. So I said, let's, we weren't prepared. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't bring shade. We didn't bring our own chairs, and like I said, there was just a lot of people there. So we ended up getting back in the car and heading out somewhere to eat, and then got back home and did the usual food, cooking, chilling, working, whatever. I work on some things that I can't get done during the week, and it's about, I don't know, 8 o'clock. And so Bryce is like, can I stream? I was like, yeah, man, let's go. Let's do this. So he said he fired off his second live stream, and I shared this one. I tweeted it. I said, Bryce is live for the first time. Twitch.tv /gamer with gamer Bryce 15. I don't know what gaming with Bryce. Gamer Bryce 15. And I threw it in my VIP lounge channel in Discord. So smaller group, more loyal, more dedicated, not just lurk, people that don't really contribute much. They're just kind of hanging in the background. Just give them the heads up that, hey, Bryce is live for the first time. And I think he peaked around 80 viewers. He averaged maybe, 55, 60, if I'm not mistaken. For the duration, it was about 2 hours. And it was awesome. When you start a Twitch channel, there's achievements. They make it very much like a game. And you unlock these achievements, and as you unlock these achievements, you unlock more features, you unlock more the ability to do more things. And in this one stream, he unlocked like a whole slew of achievements and a couple of new features. In fact, his first stream, when they did the test the night before, he didn't have the VIP role. And then he starts the second stream. I don't know if it was the first stream that originally triggered it, I just haven't checked it, or in the middle of the second stream it triggered it. But all of a sudden he was able to VIP someone on accident, but it worked. And I started freaking out. I was like, how did he get? I didn't know what was going on, because the night before I had checked that, and he didn't have the VIP status. But he just, first two streams, he just knocks it out of the park. He's already, granted, he needs for 30 days, but like already averaging the view count he needs. He's got the followers. Like he already had more followers than he needed before he went live, right? You need like 50 followers, I think, and he already had like 300. The only two metrics that he needed to hit was stream for 8 hours total in 30 days and stream on 7 different days. And that's really where he's at now. Today he streamed for 2 hours. He's just over 6 hours total. So one more 2 hour streaming, he's got his 8 hours. But he needs 2 more days of streaming. So today was day 5. And so he plans on streaming tomorrow night, playing some Among Us with a bunch of my friends. And then he may do like one on Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. I got to look at my schedule. Maybe Thursday. Thursday's the day we get our keys to our new house. So I'm not streaming that day. So maybe he could do a couple hours. And then the next weekend, he should have his affiliate status. If everything's going the way that I think it is. I don't know if he's supposed to have 3 average viewers over 30, like he has to stream for 30 days. I don't know. I gotta look. That we'll find out. We'll find out. But I think it's just like averaging 3 viewers. But you know, in those, I don't know. You have to stream 7 different days, but it's like there's a monthly metric. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. At the very least, he'll get affiliate in the first month. So he just has to go for 30 days. He's got all those metrics. He's gonna be fine. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. He was pretty pumped about it. He was really, really excited. Really enjoyed it, and like couldn't wait to do it again this weekend. And you know, I got asked a lot in my chat this week. You know, when's Bryce's next stream? When is Bryce going to be streaming? How often is Bryce going to be streaming? You know, asking all the questions, which I appreciate. But the answer is, we don't really have a set schedule. But the one rule I have right now at this moment in time is that he's not allowed to stream if I'm not available to mod. And I mean like full time. Like he can't stream when I'm streaming because I'm talking to my chat and I'm doing my thing. He can't stream if I'm busy doing something or I'm gone. And that's mainly because he just hasn't fostered a community yet. Right now, it's a bunch of people, kids and people that are excited that he's live and like, hey, how's it going, man? But he's also fresh meat. You know, he's also, you know, a new streamer. And for the most part, people don't realize that he's got a, you know, he's a little seasoned already. He's been in front of a camera, talking into a camera for his entire life. He's been on my podcast numerous times. He's been on my stream numerous times. He's very much used to talking, you know, and being social. He was just shy. And so it took a while to kind of like break that shell. Well, that shell started to crack on his own just by his age and maturity, that now he's, you know, he's streaming. And so it's interesting to watch him because, like I said, it kind of came out of nowhere. It really took me back to like, holy crap. Like, holy crap, what? Like, I would have put money on the table that Sierra would start streaming before Bryce. I mean, she's already doing YouTube. So I was like, I could totally see her streaming her artwork. And when we move, I plan on having a dedicated space for her art. Lights, camera mounts, you know, the table, like the full shebang, so that when she wants to sit down and do art, not only does she have a dedicated space, but she also has the means to record and or stream at, you know, a click of a button. And so I didn't think that Bryce would beat her. I really didn't. You know, he's talked about it for years, but just it's such a like an afterthought. He's like, yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe doing YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then just that thought goes out as fast as it came in. So oh my eyes, sorry. I probably should be wearing my gamer advantage glasses. The lights, the bright lights. Yeah, I don't know. It just I was wild, man. And so you know, Monday morning I streamed my normal like 10 to 7 split. I had a call with a potential sponsorship brand deal for YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. And that was a nice, good call. Sounds like the opportunity was a slam dunk. Company that I'm excited. Well, actually, you guys have already seen the vlog. It was Verizon. So I had that call on Monday. It was one of the fastest and smoothest activations I've ever done. We had the phone call on Monday and the video went out on Saturday, which is like unheard of. Usually it's a 2 to 3, 4 week process to get, you know, everything nailed down, shoot it, edit it, get it out to them. It takes them 2 weeks to approve it. They want to make some edits. Like it's a whole process. Usually this was a cakewalk. And they were super nice and super awesome to work with too. Like this agency, I'm like, I would love to continue with this relationship, you know? And so that was Monday. Played some Among Us Monday night. And then Tuesday, Sierra had a volleyball game. And it was Taco Tuesday. And so we watched her volleyball. She had a fantastic game. And Tiff and I went and got tacos. Bryce stayed home. No big deal. He doesn't want to go to, he can't go to volleyball, but, you know, he's fine with just doing his thing. And so Tiff and I tried this new place to get tacos. Really, really good. Just awesome street tacos. Al Pastor. Oh, my favorite. And got back home and I streamed some Escape from Tarkov. I had streamed Monday and Tuesday morning, but the mornings were rough. Just, you know, getting back acclimated to the game. Escape from Tarkov is a super ultra realistic first person shooter, survival, military simulator. Like, I mean, all those things. It's just ultra realistic military game. And like, it is down to the nitty gritty of like the bullet type and the mods and how ergonomic the gun is and how much recoil there is. And like, it is down to the extreme details. And it's a first person shooter PvP game, right, on PC. And it's one of my favorite games, period. Like, people ask me this all the time. It's so funny. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite game? What's your favorite game? What's your favorite game right now? And it's always just been Destiny 2. It just comes out of my mouth because it's like, I've been playing this game for 6 years straight. I love it. I love the franchise. You know, I've got all this memorabilia up here and more that you can't even see, and posters. And like, I just love the Destiny franchise. But when I really think about right now about the gameplay, and granted, there's a new expansion coming up in a couple of weeks for Destiny, Escape from Tarkov is on this other level. Very much similar to Warframe. For those people who play Warframe, think of Warframe's detail, but instead of it being like super futuristic fantasy sci-fi, it's super realistic, like actual fucking military shit, you know, brass tacks, right? And the big key element, the difference of this game is that when you die in the game, your character essentially dies. And then imagine like your consciousness going to another body. You're clones, right? But that body that died in the game hits the ground, and everything on your character, the guns, the armor, the eyewear, the helmet, the backpack, and all the stuff that's in the backpack, all of it hits the floor, and anyone can come pick your body clean and steal your loot. It is the most intense, because first of all, you're playing an ultra realistic shooter where literally you can get one tapped in the face, because in real life you could get one tapped in the face. You can lose a limb, right? You lose a leg, lose an arm, right? Like, you can die of starvation, die of dehydration. You can you can overdose on like pain meds and get like messed up in the head. You can have, you know, negative symptoms to enhancing your body. Like, it is super nuts. But you get this like ultra realistic shooter tied in with this ultra realistic modding system, and the detail is just insane. And the best part is the game is like, it's still in this beta version. They're in beta version 12.8. It keeps evolving. And so I've been playing this game off and on now, going almost on 4 years. And I've seen new maps come. I've seen map expansions come where they take an existing map and they expand it in multiple directions and add more parts to it. This one particular map called Customs has been opened up like 3 or 4 times now. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's beautiful because it's seamless. You would never know there was a wall there. You would never know there's a building there. Like, it's crazy how they just dynamically change the map, and it's almost like you don't know, you know? I started playing that game this week, and oh my God, it grabbed me. It grabbed me by the balls and was just like, sorry, ladies. It just, like, I mean, you know, I don't know what you grab, but when that person just grabs you the right way and you're like, oh dude, here we go. That's what Tarkov's like. It just grabs me and just, let's fucking go, dad. Dad? I was gonna say man or daddy. So it came out dad. Oh my God, I'm delirious. It's late. I'm tired. Anyway, scratch that from the record. I just love that game, and it's the same thing happens every time. I will play it hard for a month or 2, 3 at the most, and then ultimately something awesome happens in Destiny. I mean, think about that. 2 or 3 months. I mean, that's almost a season in Destiny. And so something new, a new event, you know, a holiday event, whatever, would pop up and take me away from Tarkov. And then I would just go all in on Destiny again for the next, few months, and Tarkov would sit. And Tarkov's one of those games where if you sit too long, you lose your sense of like what things do and how things work. And the game has evolved immensely. Like I said, I've been playing for almost 4 years. And so seeing new maps, new systems, new armor, new weapons, changing how good things are and how good things aren't, to the value of items, because there's this whole economy system. It's just really fascinating. And this is all in a video game. The only other game that I've ever had such a hard crush for in my entire life that I can think of at this level was EVE Online, which is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. You're in a spaceship essentially the entire time, third person, and very much like World of Warcraft. It's a button clicker, right? You're just click, doing all these things. And it's a beautiful game. It's all in space. I loved it. Tiffany hated it and hated me when I played it, because if you've ever played it like World of Warcraft or a game like that, the game is always on because it's like a separate world. Like we have 24 hours in a day, the game has 24 hours in a day. And so if you're doing a task or training something, it would tell you 12 hours. And that meant 12 real time, real life hours. So you had to come back in 12 hours for that thing to be done. It's building, it's doing whatever it's doing. And so if you were in the middle of a fight, or you're in the middle of a mission, or you were traveling from galaxy to galaxy to galaxy, you couldn't just stop. I mean, you could, but the odds of you surviving the whatever you were doing, it was so slim. You would want to get to a safe place. You'd either want to dock into a space station, then you're safe, no one can touch you, or get yourself a point in the middle of nowhere. Like that, like basically get yourself in the middle of nowhere. And then when you log out, there's like a 5-minute cooldown. Your ship will literally just sit there. It'll do whatever the last function was that you logged out with. So if you were firing a gun and you logged out, it'll continue to fire that gun until either you run out of ammo, you blow up, or your ship flies off. Because that's basically what it would do is you log out, close the game, and then within 5 minutes, your ship would just go, and nothing could stop it. Like anything you had to lock down the ship, it would become immune. I believe. So really, the only thing you could do is try to blow the ship up before it got, automatically shipped out. But I loved that game. I really did. And the only reason I stopped playing it, is because my PC took a shit and I couldn't play it. Back then, it wasn't on Apple. It wasn't on Mac. And my PC died, and so I told my wife, I said, "All right, I need a new PC. I need to edit. I need the internet. I'm thinking about going with Apple." I had an iPhone at the time, I believe, a year one, like original iPhone, I believe, is around this time. And I said, I'm thinking I'm ready to switch to Apple. And so, sure enough, I went and bought my first MacBook Pro. This thing was like, a novel thick, heavy as hell, and made a big deal about it. I made a vlog about it. I bought a Mac finally, kind of thing, and it was awesome. I loved it. I've been an Apple fan ever since. I've had almost every iPhone. I skipped a couple of years here and there, the S's, the R's, and whatever. But I had 2 iMacs. I'm on my 3rd Apple TV. iPad. There wasn't a huge iPad fan. Like, I get the concept. It's a bigger phone, but honestly, at the 10-inch mark, I'd rather just go 3 more inches and go with a MacBook Pro. Like, I'm much more efficient with a keyboard than tapping things and trying to tap words. It's like, and then my phone, it's in my hand all the time. I know some people will put their phone up on the counter and not touch it. Well, iPad makes sense for them. They don't have a laptop, but their phone's kind of over there and they use it all the time. So iPad just makes more sense. For me, the iPad is just kind of like this middle thing that I don't need. Because I'm on my phone so much anyway, it's just natural for me to pull it up, check my notifications, check Twitter, check Instagram, check email, check text, check Discord. I have a ton of messages going off all the time. So it's just always in my hand. So iPad just doesn't make sense. My point is, though, huge Apple fan from that day on, and have been primarily Apple ever since. The only PCs I ever used since then was with my previous job, because it was all Windows 7 at the time, and then eventually Windows 10 before I left. And then once I got into streaming, when I first started 5 years ago, there was hardly any software for Apple. There was a janky version of OBS, which was horrific compared to the PC version. So I was like, I need to build a PC. Just build a budget PC to stream on. It cost me about $1,500. My buddy James put it together for me, and and Bryce is using it now. That's what Bryce is using, and so it still works. It works great. I've since gotten 2 new PCs since then, and getting ready to build a third. So it's been a wild ride, and I totally don't remember how I got to this story and like this tangent on getting my first computer. Oh, EVE Online Games got it. Tarkov. Boom! Look at that. He can come back full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Yes, I love Tarkov, and that's what I played this week. I played it Monday and Tuesday morning. It was rough. I played it Tuesday night, and I was solo, and it was damn near like, I don't think I lost. I don't think I died. I had an MP5, and I was just rocking through raids and taking out scavs and get my tasks done. Like, I got the bronze pocket watch done in technically one run. I went straight through, got the key, got out, came back, went straight to the car, got the watch, got out. Like, the only reason I didn't do it in literally one raid is I didn't have enough ammo. I ran out of ammo because I got into like 3 scav fights on the way there. By the time I got the key and started heading that way, I had a 30 round mag or less. Like, it was less than, maybe even not a full 30. Like, I was freaking out. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to survive this raid if I run into any scavs. I need to get out. So I got to the campfire, extracted, dumped my loot, filled up my mags, ran back in, got that watch, got out. So I mean, that's the fastest I've ever done it. Normally it takes me 6 or 7 attempts. Now I heard and I noticed that they had removed the scavs in the construction, so it made that one a little easier. You have the sniper scav and usually one over by the tankers, and that's it. Wednesday, more Tarkov. It's kind of playing different people, rotating the people I play with. I have actually quite a few people in my community that like playing Tarkov, so that's pretty awesome. That I always have people to play with. And then Wednesday night, I got back on in my Warzone. I was trying to play Warzone with my friends, and it wouldn't work. I had to use the scan and repair like 3 times, which takes 15-20 minutes each time. So I just ended up talking to my chat for like an hour and a half, and one of my buddies had to get off because he's East Coast, and then I ended up playing like 2 games with the other 2 friends. One of them got off, and so it was just me and one of my buddies, and we did some duos, but then we got invited to join 2 others for quads. So we started playing quads, and the guys that I was playing with, shout out to Captain McFly, was the original guy I was playing with. And then we were joined by Dot.cr, a good friend of mine up in Canada, and Captain Twas, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who created my brand and my identity and my logo and all the design work you see. The man is a legend in the streaming community, but now he's becoming a legend in just the industry in general. I mean, he's worked with Adidas and Apple and Disney and Marvel, and he's the designer for like Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman. Like, this man is legit, and he is amazing. And I had the privilege of not only working with him and to be able to say that he created my branding, but I got to play video games with him, and he is hilarious. He's funny. Him and Dot are like best friends, and so he picks on Dot so much. And it's hilarious because Dot's entertaining all by himself, but then being provoked by Twas is just like the best. So we played, I stayed up till like 1 a.m, I think, that morning, just because we were having so much fun. McFly was the first one to say, hey, I think I'm going to go. I was like, good call. I think I'm going to punch out here too. So we left, and it was one of the funnest nights I've had in a long time. Just because, like I said, just the jokes and the razzing and man, Twas a sexy voice. Woo! Let me tell you. So that was a good time. So then Thursday we had our walkthrough at the new house, and basically we've never done a walkthrough you walked through, but we usually with an inspector, to kind of go through the house and say, okay, here's all the things that we've noticed wrong with the house. Now it's your turn, the buyer, to walk through the house and nitpick anything that you noticed. And then the idea is that you present these are the things we'd like to get fixed or repaired or, whatever, compensated for. And then the seller has to make decisions on what those items they are going to fix or repair or give us a discount for. In this particular situation, pretty much it's super minor. Like the house is super clean. So it's, some stucco here, some paint here. There's a little couple of chips over there, the nick in the wood that needs to be some putty or something and repainted, like minor stuff. Right. So that takes about 2 hours. We do that. We come back home and, Sierra's got a volleyball game and she won that one as well. And let me tell you, this last 2 weeks or so, I've had this overwhelming like happiness and pride looking at Sierra and watching Sierra, because she's just like, she's hitting her groove with volleyball. She's obviously grown a lot. She's hit a growth spurt, so she's getting taller. She's starting to be able to jump a little higher, though she could definitely be working on her vertical a little more with some squats or something, some box jumps. But anyway, she's just getting stronger and more athletic as she gets older. And, she's setting and she's hitting and her serves are so good. This last game on Tuesday, she served 13 in a row to win the game and then started the next game serving and put like 2 or 3 points up on right there. So she was on fire on Tuesday. But just watching her and then watching her coaches interact with her. She's a captain. She's definitely a leader on the court. Her coaches love her. They trust her. And so just seeing that, like being a proud dad, and then out of nowhere, Bryce comes and says he wants to start streaming. Like, obviously I'm proud of that. Like one of my kids are following my footsteps, let alone possibly two, since Sierra's technically she's doing a YouTube channel. To have both my kids follow my footsteps, I guess is what I am saying. It's incredible, like I talked about this in Bryce's stream today, which we'll get to in a minute. But I was saying how, like, someone asked if Mason was going to stream, right? As Jack called me and asked me to help Mason set up his stream. And I said, no, of course I'll help. But Mason is so into sports right now. He's so into sports right now. It's his life, right? He does baseball like full time, almost practically year round. And then he plays basketball when he can, which is most of the time. The clubs that usually we are into are year round. So, it's one of those things where he's playing sports all the time. And, he started young because Jack's into sports. That's his main hobby, his main interest, his main pastime. He's all into football and basketball and baseball and even a little bit of hockey, where he knows what's going on with everything, stats. He can just rattle off stats, and he listens to sports talk radio all the time. So because that's what Jack does all the time, Mason just instinctively latched onto it. Now, granted, there could have been a possibility that he rejected it, but that's not the case. He fully accepted it. And, Jack's been coaching Mason practically his entire life, his baseball career, at least, and even his early basketball years, when Bryce and him played together. So, yeah, to have him, be interested in something that I'm interested in, basically like Mason to Jack, Bryce is to me. When he comes downstairs every night for dinner, he tells me about his video game day, right? I did this in Warzone. I did this in Call of Duty multiplayer. I did this in Fortnite. I did this in Rainbow Six Siege. I did this in Rocket League. He's been really big on Rocket League lately. I guess that's that excitement for me, because he's into that. Sierra and I have our TV shows and movies. She'll come downstairs. Oh, I found this new movie on Netflix, Dad. You got to check it out. It's this, this, and this. Or, holy crap, I just got through season 3 of this show. It's so good. Like, both my kids have their own unique interests and hobbies that we share, and we have that connection already. will have those connections forever. Bryce will forever be a gamer, whether he does it, for content or not is irrelevant. He'll always be a gamer. Sierra will always be into sci-fi, fantasy, supernatural, horror, because she gets that from me. So that's exciting to know that Sierra and I can always go to the movies forever and ever. We'll always be able to go to the movies. And Bryce and I will always be able to play video games, because I don't see myself ever stop playing video games. I might change the games I play, but I can never see myself quitting. I've been playing video games my entire life. It's part of who I am. So yeah, it's been a good week. Thursday night after our walkthrough, I played some more Tarkov, but I played with an old friend named Sigma. She's a mom who lives in California, who's been grinding Twitch for years. She became a partner this summer, and super proud of her, super happy for her, because she only played Tarkov. That's all she plays. Like I said, she's a mom. She homeschools her kids, so she'd stream like 2 nights a week. Then she increased to like 3 or 4 days a week, and then like I said, she hit partner, and she's just been crushing it. I mean, her channel just exploded, and she has such a loyal community, and the Tarkov community is very loyal. She's like I said, she's a full-time streamer, Tarkov streamer. So I don't know, it was awesome. So I connected with her, and we played Thursday night, had a blast. We had so much fun. Stayed up till about, so she left, and I was playing with one of her friends that I just met, and we played for another couple of hours, and again stayed up till like 1 o'clock or something like that. But man, just had like the best time playing Tarkov. Again, I just love that game. I don't know, it's like coming back to it, and you're just like, it's like the greatest thing ever. Like your favorite dessert that you haven't had in years, something you can only get back home, but you live on the other side of the country now. Like, so you go back and you're just like, oh, it's good, just as good as I remember. That's what Tarkov is. It's exactly how I remember how good it felt. So good. You get that kill, right? You actually get the kill, and then you loot the body, and they've got some sick gear or some super rare items. You're just like banking. It's the best feeling, man. Or you go up against a player. This player, you just see a silhouette, and this is a thick boy. He's rocking some big ass gun with some big ass armor and a big ass helmet, and he's just like packed. He's got a big ass duffel bag, like, let's fucking go. And you're like, tap, motherfucker. And jackpot, he's rocking like 2 million rubles in gear. And you're just like, holy fucking shit. You're looking for a bush to fucking dump your shit to, do insurance fraud, and you start picking off the body, and you're like, I don't know which gun to grab. He's got too many. I can't carry all this shit. You finally, after 5 minutes, get it all on your character. You pop up. You're like, where's my exit? You start fucking running. Pop, motherfucker. And you're dead. And you just lost all that gear. Like, that's Tarkov. That is Tarkov. And that is the adrenaline rush that I get, that I do not get anywhere else. Like, I am freaking the F out, because like I just depicted, you can get shot from across the map from some crazy ass sniper and die and lose all of that shit. Like, even if no one picked you clean, the only thing you're getting back is the insured items. All that stuff that you found in game, in raid, it says, you lose it. So the risk is so high, but if you can get out, man, that reward is so sweet. Like I said, some thick PMC who's just rocking like tier 6 armor and 1,000 ruble bullets. You're just like baller, and you tap him, and you're like, I need to get the fuck out of this raid now. Whatever you were doing, we are leaving. And so that's just the best feeling in the world, man. So like I said, I love PvP. It's my favorite thing to play. I've been playing Call of Duty for like 8 years or so, 9 years, whenever Modern Warfare 2 came out. And then Destiny from then. I played a ton of PUBG, Apex Legends. I played Fortnite for a year, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch. Like, I just love first person shooter PvP. That's just my jam. And so yeah, I just fucking love Tarkov. And so Friday, played some more Tarkov, and like I said earlier, the Tarkov community is super strong. They're super awesome, and they take care of each other. And the past month, I got some very generous hosts and raids. I mentioned one in the vlogs. Dr. Lupo raided me last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, with something like 5,500 viewers. And a lot of them stayed around for many hours, and super awesome. You got a couple hundred followers, it equals a couple dozen viewers, that boils down to maybe a handful of subs. And that's the cycle, right? It's like you get the eyeballs dumped on your channel. The ones that don't like really care, they just hit the follow button. They're like, well, Dr. Lupo hosted this guy. They must be friends, or they must know each other, and like click the follow button. There's those guys. And there's the ones that will chill, hang, talk for a little bit, and then leave. There's the ones that will hang out, talk for a little bit, and then follow. And then, like I said, it goes further into like, I really like you. I got my Prime sub. Here you go. If you got Prime Gaming, you get one free sub every month. Some people forget to use it, right? You just forget to use it. And then you go and push that sub button for the first time in a month, and it says free. You're like, oh shit, yeah, I'll give you my Prime sub. Or some people are like, is my Prime sub available? And it's like roll the dice. Who's the lucky streamer that's getting my Prime sub today, right? It's like, let me check. You're a winner. I have it available. Click. Or like, oh, sorry, Clintus. If it was only 4 days from now, it'd be available. So yeah, my point I wasn't trying to like to boast or flex or whatever. It's just like he'd rated me twice this last month, which is amazing. I'm super humbled, super honored to be rated in the first place. I mean, back in the early Destiny days, when Black Ops 4 came out, we were playing multiplayer like in the first weekend, the opening weekend, and he rated me back then, and that was amazing. Like that was the first time I'd been rated. And then a month later, like another friend of mine from the Destiny community, another big streamer from Fortnite, Call of Duty, he rated me, and it was like, holy shit! Like again, super grateful, honored. But to have two back to back like that from him, and then I start playing Tarkov, and some of my old colleagues, connections, mutuals come back and bring in the love. Like, oh shit, Clintus is back in Tarkov. Let's go, dropping the raid, and it's crazy. A lot of people were like, I just need a raid, man. It's all I need to help me out here. And while that can happen, please let me remind you that like 5,500 viewers equates to a couple hundred followers, that equates to a couple dozen viewers, that equates to a couple of subs. Like that's how the dilution works. So, imagine somebody rating you with 100 viewers, you're talking maybe 5 or 10 followers, that equates to 1 or 2 new viewers. Like, in the grand scheme of things, people come by from a host or raid, and then they skip out. So the numbers are so low on that kind of return. It's a long game. I say it all the time. It's a marathon, right? But just to come back to this community and play Tarkov, and to be welcomed back, as if I never left, right? Like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a real beautiful thing, and I very grateful for the Tarkov community. They've always been good to me. Battle State Games, shout out to Battle State Games, the creators of Escape from Tarkov. I tweeted a few things about Tarkov, and they reached out to me, and they gave me basically $100 version of the game. There's the different tiers of the game. It starts at $40, goes all the way up to $140. If you're wondering which one to get, start with the standard package, get the cheapest one, get into the game, play it, see if you like it. If you do, it's totally worth going up to the 140 package, and you only pay the difference. So you already got $40 in, you only pay $100 more, and it's totally worth it. But there's two in between there where it's like 40, 60, 100, I think is they gave me the $100 package. And I upgraded shortly after. After 2 weeks of playing the game, I was like, this game is fucking awesome. Give me it all. And I paid for the difference. They've always been good to me. They retweet my tweets. They, add me to promotional stuff. They're awesome. And I love the game, and I love the community. So I'm losing my voice. Anyway, fast forward to this past weekend, so I'll kind of loop in this weekend here with you guys. Sierra had 2 volleyball games in Tucson, so we met up with Tiffany's parents and drove down to Oro Valley, down in Tucson, Arizona, and she played 1 game and they lost, but it was the number 1 ranked team in the state in 5A, and they won the first game, but then lost the second 2, and it's best of 3, so that's when they lost. But they beat them, and they hung with them the other 2 games. It was back and forth. In fact, the second game, I think they won 29-27. So I mean, they went back and forth quite a bit past 25, and it was exciting volleyball. We went to a gastropub, microbrewery, and had lunch. Amazing food, amazing. I had these ahi pokey tostadas that were fucking to die for. I had buffalo chicken fries with like blue cheese and like this beer cheese, and oh god, it was so good. Oh, but we had the most amazing weather, the most amazing view of the Tucson. I don't know which mountains they are, the Sierra Vistas or something. I don't know which ones. I'm dumb, but beautiful view, breeze outside, amazing food. Didn't have any beer. I've actually been participating in Sober October. So I've had no alcohol for the whole entire month of October, and a couple of my other friends are doing it with us. It was kind of more of a couple of people wanted to do it, and then a couple of us jumped on and kind of was there for more moral support. And so 1 more week, I think we're all kind of good on drinking on Halloween. So that's Saturday. We'll be good. The month ends on October 30th. So so no, I didn't try any of their local beers, but definitely the food was so good. I'm like, if we're ever down in Tucson again, we'll totally come back. So that was Saturday. Came back, Bryce streamed again and just crushed it. He asked me on Friday to set up his PayPal link, and so that he could accept tips if somebody wanted to tip him. So we set it up his PayPal. He already had a PayPal account. Well, actually, I didn't actually say that. He didn't have one. His friend created one with his email address. So I had to go and change all the information over to Bryce's, because you can't, once you have the accounts, it's your email is locked to it. But he already has a bank account. So just hooking the PayPal up to his bank account, that secures that, so he can have the funds transferred when he's ready. And he fired up his stream, and I didn't drop it in Discord, but I did tweet it. And he had 60-70 viewers, and he got his first $11, or his first tip was $1. Then the same guy tipped $10. That was his first tip ever. So shout out to Chopstick for being Bryce's first tip. And I think a couple of the kids dropped like another 5 and 5. So first stream with his tip link, kid makes like $30, right? After fees, it's like $28.50 or something. And so he's all pumped. He's like, "Holy crap, Dad! Like, I didn't think I was gonna get a tip the first day." So he's pretty pumped about that. And then that was Friday night. Saturday we get on to his next stream, and he's on a little earlier, right? The last couple times he streamed was like at 8, 9, 10 p.m. So tonight, or Saturday night, he goes live at like 8 or 7:30 or something like this. So it's, relatively earlier speaking. And a few very generous members of my community who are fans of Bryce came out and just started dropping some very generous tips his way. The first one was excitement, like, "Oh my gosh," like surprise, like, "Holy crap." Then the second one's like, "No way." And then the third one, you could tell he was just kind of like getting overwhelmed, like, "Oh my gosh, like that's like a lot of money for a 13-year-old in a matter of minutes." I think in a matter of 15 minutes, he had made about $150. Quick math. And so that was when he was like, "Wow, like, holy crap." And of course, he's smart. He's had a ton of conversations with me. He knows it's not permanent. He knows that it's not like the way it's always going to be. It's welcome to streaming, Bryce. Good luck. And here's, here's something to get you started. Very much that. And while he has a complete setup, he literally has everything he needs, the complete stream setup. Well, minus the light. He does need a new light, but we're getting ready to move, so there's no reason to break open a box and get it all set up. We're just going to break it down here in a week. So when we get his desk set up in the new house, I have an Elgato key light, hashtag sponsor. I have an Elgato key light for him when we get settled in. So, but my point is, he's got all the items he needs. Now he just needs to choose which item he wants to upgrade next, which I can tell you right now, microphone is his next purchase. We'll be looking at the Elgato Wave, and then also the Blue Yeti, which is iconic, classic, the go-to beginner microphone. Now, again, the Elgato Wave has just come out recently in this last year. I have not yet played with one, tested one, that sort of thing, because I have a really super nice condenser mic already. I didn't need a copy. I needed a new mic for review purposes. I said let the other creators or partners get them first, and then I'll get round two. So I would like to get one so that I could speak to it when someone asks me, hey, have you ever tried the Wave? Is it any good? And I could be like, oh, absolutely, it's awesome. And if you don't know what it is, Elgato made a microphone this year. It comes in two versions, and basically they've got like a Go XLR Mini built into it, right? I'm using it as an example. It's got effects, it's got like equalizer, it's got all kinds of stuff built into the microphone, and you access it via software and are able to do some crazy, amazing things and make it sound absolutely amazing for a very affordable price. Again, I just haven't played with one yet. So if Bryce is looking to get one, maybe I'm able to get him one through my partnership with Elgato and get him a kick-ass microphone and be good to go. If not, no big deal. He can choose to purchase one, or if he wants to go with the Blue Yeti. Like I said, I have so many friends that use that microphone. It sounds fantastic. So he has a lot of options. But I think that's the first thing he wants to upgrade, and then after that, probably a monitor. He's using my old 27-inch, and he's got a 30 or 24 for the one he's playing on. 23 he's playing on, 27 he's got for his PC for setup. And so I think wants to go with like a nice 144 hertz, upgrade, just slowly upgrade the system. He hasn't decided yet if he's going to go PlayStation 5 or if he's going to go with the PC route. I think ultimately he would like to go to PC because he sees the games I play. He loves mouse and keyboard over controller. So I could see him wanting to go down that path, but all his friends are on PlayStation, and we don't know for sure. I'm predicting that 2021, a ton of new games are going to go crossplay. All new games that come out are going to be crossplay. If not at launch, very quickly, like, hey, this spring, this fall, crossplay. So he could go PC and like within a year be playing with his friends anyway. So he hasn't decided yet, though. Everyone keeps asking, is he going to get a PlayStation 5? Is he going to get an Xbox Series X? It's like, don't know yet. But most likely that's the case because, again, he's 13. His friends are on PlayStation. So a $500 PS5 is like nothing versus a $2,000 PC that he wouldn't be able to play with a lot of his friends on. That's all things he has to keep in mind and, make a decision on. But anyway, he streamed Friday, Saturday, and then tonight, Sunday night, he streamed for 2 hours. And it was his earliest stream. He started that one at 3. Yeah, started at 3 and we ended at 5. So he's been doing like 2-hour blocks. So I think this week we'll increase it. I think Monday night he's going to play some Among Us. He's been playing Among Us with my friends and I for the past month. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to let him stream it. So he's going to be streaming Among Us Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. And it should be a good time. And I'll be moderating his chat and hanging out, watching him play with my friends. And, the funny thing is I don't even mind it because I'm kind of getting burned out on Among Us. It's fun in small doses. I don't mind playing for an hour, 2 hours max. And that's usually enough for me to go, okay, cool. I had a good time, guys. Movie night or, board game night. You played a couple hours of board games. You're like, okay, that was fun, but I'm done. I'm going to go chill. That's kind of how I feel about Among Us. In the very beginning, it's all friends, maybe one third party that I don't really know or getting to know. But then as the night progresses, people start rotating out and people start joining in. And then, after about hour 2, I only know maybe half the lobby. And it starts to not be as fun for me because I don't know who these people are. I don't recognize these voices, and I don't know their mannerisms enough. Like some of my friends, you start picking up on their like tells, right? Well, you kind of get a suspicious of somebody when they're talking differently. They're talking faster. They're talking more often. They throw sus. They jump on bandwagons. Like when someone else susses somebody, they're like, yeah, I'm a little sus of so and so too because of this, and they start making shit up. It's fun, but when you're playing with people you don't know, you have no gauge at all. You're basically flipping a coin. Are they bullshitting you or not? There's no way for you to tell because you've never talked to this person before. And so it's just not as fun for me. By then, hour 3 hits and I'm like, I'm done. That's my time anyway. I do 7 to 10 is like my scheduled time. So it's easy for me to go. If I'm not digging it by then, at that point, I'm like, cool. I did my 3 hours. I'm going to clock out. So Bryce is going to be playing tomorrow night and I'm going to be modding his channel and I'm stoked about it. That'll be day number 6, which means you just, like I said, you need just one more day, maybe Thursday night, and he'll hit his affiliate status. And then, that next weekend he'll go live with the ability for you to subscribe to him. And, first 25 get that founder's badge for life. So I will definitely be his first sub. I'll probably, just for the sake of, I don't know, I don't know. Tiffany doesn't really care about Twitch, but I don't know if she wants to be a founder, go in and subscribe to him as well. But I will definitely be his first sub. I want that honor. And he'll start getting subs, and you can buy bits and cheer for him. And the cheers, one bit is $1 penny. So 100 bits is $1. So you can start tipping him. And, then he's on his path to partnership, which honestly, he could get in just a couple of months. He's already averaging, 50, 60 viewers. Granted, it's still new. Like I said, it'll start to drop down, especially when you start playing more variety in games. Right now, you started with Rocket League and Call of Duty, but you start playing Fortnite, your numbers could go up. You start playing Fall Guys, your numbers could go down. You don't know. So he's really stoked though. He loves it. He loves it. He really does. And I couldn't be more happy. I got Sierra, who's loving volleyball. She's in love with her boyfriend. I tweeted this a couple weeks ago that she is in love for the first time, and it is magical to sit back and watch. She just lights up when Garen comes over. She lights up when he's acting goofy or he's picking on her a little bit, tickling her or whatever. Just it's just fun. It's not even that fun. That's the wrong answer, but it's proud, but it just makes me happy to see my daughter happy. And I told Tiffany, which then I also told her mom, that I'm having that reflecting moment, like watching my daughter be happy with this guy is the same thing I've caught my mother-in-law looking at us. She's looking at Sierra or Tiffany. She's looking at Tiffany. So I catch her looking at Tiffany. I'm maybe like holding her, right? Because I'm so much taller. I just kind of wrap my arms around her and like I'm holding Tiffany like that, maybe kissing her back of her head or, top of her head. I've caught Tiffany's mom looking at Tiffany, and just the look on her face, you could see that she's happy that Tiffany's happy with me. I see that with Sierra, and it's a whole nother level. I've talked numerous times how after I had Sierra, I got so much more emotional. Like before I had Sierra, I never cried. I'd been to funerals for grandparents and uncles, and I very, very rarely would shed a tear. But the moment I had Sierra, the stupidest things make me cry. Commercials, music, or the music in movies, right? Like the music would start to play and it's just like this dramatic goodbye scene and then this beautiful like scenery, and I'm fucking bawling my eyes out like, oh fuck, commercials had make me cry. Like, so I didn't cry when Sierra was born, but I sure as hell cried when Bryce was born, because when Sierra joined us for the first time after he was born, and it's Tiffany on the bed, Bryce in her arms, and Sierra's like basically standing up at his eye level, I started crying because I was like, this is my family. And right then and there, I said it. Our family's complete. We've got the girl, we've got the boy. Like, this is it. Like we had talked about having more kids early on, but we were also struggling at that point in our life, our marriage. Having a second kid, a 2-year-old and a newborn. It was super high stress, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, we were super stressed because I wasn't making enough money. It was after my failed movie stint there where I took a year off to go make movies. I went back to the 9 to 5. I went back to work at Cox and wasn't making enough money to pay my bills. We were super stressed. We were strapped for cash. We got into debt, and so I forget where I was going with that. Emotional. Bro, we talked about having more kids, but like after having Bryce, the next 2 years was really put a lot of stress on our marriage and our relationship. So having more kids was just like the dumbest, like the farthest thing from our minds. Like, we definitely don't need another kid, both, emotionally and physically and financially. Like, no. So it just like, we never even, had the conversation again for years. And then when Bryce was 4, so fast forward, 2 years later, things are going well at Cox. My YouTube channel, I'd been, doing YouTube for years, but just for fun, my YouTube channel started doing very well. I started the daily vlogs all right at the same moment, at the same time. And boom, all of a sudden YouTube started taking off. What took me 6 years to make my first $100, I made in 6 months, and then 3, and then 1, and then I started making money every month. And it was just like, holy shit. Again, we just never thought about having another kid. Like in our mind, it was like, okay, we had this really low, definitely don't need to have a kid right now. And then we get out of that low and we're on this trajectory of just banging things out and hustling and things are going really well. There's no stop there either. Like, well, stop what we're doing. Let's go have another kid. Like it just never crossed our mind. So fast forward to now, like we're done having kids for sure. Like Sierra's almost 16, Bryce is 13. Definitely don't want another kid now. And Tiff and I are very much looking forward to, our empty nest years. We are positioning ourselves in our new home. We won't have to ever move again if we don't want to. Things are this whole house, which we'll talk about this in the podcast in the future, in a couple of weeks when we get the keys and we're settled in and moved in. I want to talk about the whole experience through the move in. Like we're setting ourselves up. This house is just fell in our laps and it's so perfect. We are set up to not have to move again, which is better than I originally imagined. I was like, well, if we can just get a house to be in for the next 5 years until Bryce is gone. But like, I'm so confident that we could live in this house for the rest of our lives. I think it's just too perfect in so many ways. And just amazing. And so that was my week, man. It was awesome. I don't know where I was going with that and how I got to this point again. I keep riffing and losing my train of thought. I need notes. Notes wouldn't help though. This is all part of the riff. I riffed here. And I lost my way. So anyway, I guess I'll just wrap it up. Great week. We are super close to getting our keys. We're 4 days away from getting the keys to our new house. I'm pretty confident we're going to probably stay the night. The first night or the first night or second night we get the keys. It's usually the tradition. you know, this house and the last house, we the night we got the keys, or like I said, the night after, the Friday after, you know, whatever, we would stay the night, some air mattresses, some sleeping bags, and just, you know, boom. And so we might do the same thing. We'll see if the kids want to do it. I don't know. They're getting older, so they're, you know, they don't like the cheesy stuff as much as they did when they were little. But damn, man, Sierra's kicking ass in volleyball. Bryce is kicking ass on Twitch. It is an amazing time to be a dad. Let me tell you, my kids are fucking awesome. And Bryce will continue to do his streams on the weekends, so stay tuned for that. Again, twitch.tv/gamerbryce15. And Sierra has been uploading new videos to her YouTube channel every Saturday morning. And that is youtube.com/Sierra Creates. She's mostly doing art, some crafts, and some, like, you know, shopping hauls and stuff like that. She's not really doing the unboxing stuff anymore. But she's definitely, you know, still producing it. She's still loving it. She's digging it. In fact, I, you know, meant to ask her today and I got sidetracked, but like, just ask her how she's liking it. Is it feeling like a chore, or are you looking forward to doing it every week? So far, I feel like she's digging it a lot. And then, like I said, Bryce is just, he's crushing it on Twitch already. And I think he's going to be very successful if he continues going down this path and keeping this mentality and this level of professionalism that is just unheard of for my son. My 13-year-old derpy kid who is like on top of it, super mature, business sense. Like, he roasted this kid, like, never missing a beat. Like, just, I'm like, where did this kid come from? Right. And then he goes and raids this kid at the end of his stream. He's playing Rocket League. So he raided some kid with like 2 viewers in Rocket League. And the kid was super nice. He was super chill. You could tell he was excited. He's like, oh my gosh, that's the most views I've ever had. And thanks for all the follows. His friends were toxic as fuck. Like, you know, they're just kids. They're probably like 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids. So they're swearing. And they used a couple of terms that they probably shouldn't have. The way they you know, there's, you know, being kids, they normally are just the 3 of them in their own party chat, and one of the friends decides to stream, not realizing that they're the friend's gonna get their channel banned, and B, it's a bad look. Like Bryce rated him with, you know, 40 people, and like, you start getting these kids just going blah 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 blah. It's like, oh well, okay, I'm gone. And this kid's losing out on an opportunity. He gained like 4 or 5 followers out of 50 people that showed up. Like, he could have had so much more if you know, if his friends had, you know, didn't ruin the moment for him. But it's whatever. But just to see the difference between Bryce, like Bryce specifically, the first couple of streams didn't play with his friends, and then today when we did some testing, confirmed that the stream couldn't hear his friends. That was the only way he'd play with them. Because he knows from my experience that you need to make sure that whoever's on your stream knows you're on stream and can filter themselves. And some of Bryce's friends can't do that. He knows that. He's smart enough to know that. He's like, all right, we can play games together if I can make sure that my chat can hear you. And he did. He figured it out, and we're good to go. So he played with his friends today. But just like, that's the difference between my son and, you know, someone else's son. So very proud of him. Very excited. New house this week. I'm fucking pumped. I'm so pumped about this fucking house, you guys. We're going to talk about it on the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can see my energy level went up. I got pumped as I started talking about the house and talking about shit. Like, I'm like, let's go. But yeah, this is the kind of the format of the podcast I had envisioned months ago. It got reiterated to me last week on stream. So shout out to Warriors. Thanks, man. Like I said, I had been thinking about this idea for a long time, but then to hear someone else say it, I'm like, yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like, it was like the jump start that I needed to do this. On the flip side, like I said earlier in the podcast, and again, I'll reiterate, like, YouTube's taking a back seat. I'm pushing the podcast forward, and I want to do more time with the podcast because I feel like this hour and 20 minutes I just spent with you, albeit I should definitely do this earlier in the day. I feel like this is the best version of me in regards to storytelling and sharing my experiences, sharing my thoughts and my ideas, which is exactly why I started the vlogs 14 years ago this weekend, was to share my experiences, my thoughts, my ideas, my life. And I feel like YouTube and video back then was the only way to do that. And now in 2020, I have a dozen different ways to share this. Instagram, 3 different ways. Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Like, the possibilities are endless. And so that's, I also think, why the vlogs kind of just lost their way. I lost my way with them because it's just not the same as it was 5, 10, 14 years ago. So we are evolving, we are adapting, which I have done my entire career. I'm going on 6 years, guys, 6 years being self-employed, 6 years being a full-time content creator. And you can say whatever you want. All the fucking haters, you can say whatever you want. But I have been self-employed for now almost 6 years, taking care of my family, doing well enough that my wife doesn't have to work. Like, how many single income households do you know these days? Not a lot. It's just the world we live in. It makes sense for both parties to work, produce revenue, produce income, not be bored, whatever. Like, but I'm fortunate enough to do that where my wife doesn't have to. If she wants to get a job, she can. If she feels like doing something when the kids get out of the house, I hope she does. I'm encouraging her. But if she wants to just cook me amazing meals and just become a better chef, I'm all fucking about it. All fucking about it. But, that's the beauty of this. I love it when a kid comes and goes, how do you pay your bills? How do you do this full time with only those number of viewers? Like, how? I don't understand. You're right. You don't understand. Because it's not about numbers. It never was. Maybe in the beginning, maybe originally when I started it was about numbers, but now it's not about numbers. It's about community. Community matters. You matter. I fucking love you guys. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope to do this again next weekend. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, riffingwithclintus.com, or do a search in any podcast app, Apple, Google, Spotify. I'm in Spotify, yo. If you listen to Spotify, Slacker, all the places you listen to podcasts, literally just do a search for Riffing, Riffing with Clintus, and hit subscribe. It's free. It's like YouTube. It's free. And yeah, this is another form of content. And honestly, I fucking love it. So you're going to get more. Also, spoiler alert, I'm saying adult words on YouTube. Podcast, not sorry. Thanks for listening. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week.